Have you ever wondered why a simple handful of salt could carry such deep symbolic meaning? And what if placing that salt in your freezer could become a daily reminder to let go of negativity and welcome peace into your life? At first, it may sound like nothing more than an unusual household habit. But hidden behind this simple act is a powerful lesson about the mind, emotions, and the energy we choose to keep. Today, let us explore the deeper meaning behind the symbolic ritual of placing salt in the freezer, not as magic, but as a mindful practice that encourages inner balance, clarity, and emotional renewal. Salt has been valued for thousands of years. Across many cultures, it has represented purity, preservation, and protection. Spiritually, salt reminds us to keep what is good while letting go of what harms us. Just as salt preserves food, wisdom preserves the heart from being spoiled by anger, jealousy, fear, and resentment. Now, think about the freezer. It is a place where things slow down. Movement stops. Time seems to pause. Symbolically, the freezer represents stillness. It reminds us that not every emotion deserves an immediate reaction. Sometimes the greatest strength comes from cooling the fires within before they burn everything around us. Imagine coming home after a difficult day. Someone criticized you. A plan failed. Anxiety fills your thoughts. Instead of carrying that emotional weight into tomorrow, you prepare a small bowl of clean salt and place it quietly inside your freezer. As you do this, you pause for a moment and silently tell yourself, "May my anger cool. May my worries settle. May my heart become calm." The salt itself does not remove your problems. The freezer does not magically change your future. What changes is your awareness. In that quiet moment, you make a conscious decision not to feed negative emotions. You choose peace over reaction. This simple act reflects an important spiritual truth. Suffering often grows because we continue to replay painful memories. We freeze ourselves in cycles of fear, regret, and resentment. But when we become aware of these patterns, we begin to break them. The ritual becomes a reminder that we have the power to stop giving energy to harmful thoughts. Another beautiful meaning behind salt in the freezer is emotional preservation. Just as frozen food stays fresh longer, your inner kindness can also be preserved when you protect it from constant negativity. Every harsh word you refuse to repeat, every grudge you decide to release, and every act of forgiveness strengthens your inner peace. Many people also use this ritual at the beginning of a new month or after experiencing emotional stress. Not because they believe salt creates miracles, but because rituals help the mind focus. They become symbols of fresh beginnings. When the mind believes it is starting anew, it becomes easier to adopt healthier habits and more positive thinking. There's another lesson hidden here. The cold reminds us of patience. When water freezes, it changes slowly. In the same way, personal transformation does not happen overnight. Peace grows through small daily choices. Kind words, honest actions, quiet reflection, gentle breathing. Each small step cools the heat of suffering little by little. If you decide to try this symbolic practice, keep it simple. Place a small bowl of salt inside your freezer. Every time you open the freezer, remember one thing you're ready to let go of. It could be fear, anger, self-doubt, envy, or worry about the future. Then replace that thought with gratitude for something already present in your life. Over time, this tiny habit can become a powerful anchor for mindfulness. It reminds you that true peace is not found in objects. It is created by the way you train your mind every single day. Real good fortune does not arrive because of rituals alone. The symbolism of salt. Salt represents purity, protection, and the release of negative energy. It serves as a reminder to cleanse the mind of anger, fear, and resentment. Have you ever noticed how something as ordinary as salt has been treasured throughout human history? Long before it became a common kitchen ingredient, salt symbolized purity, preservation, and the ability to protect what is valuable. In many spiritual traditions, it represents the conscious choice to remove what is harmful while keeping what is good. This symbolism is not about supernatural power but about the lessons it teaches the human mind. Just as salt helps preserve food from decay, wisdom helps protect the heart from being consumed by anger, fear, jealousy, resentment, and endless worry. Every negative emotion we hold on it slowly drains our energy and clouds our judgment. Salt reminds us that a peaceful life begins with regular inner cleansing. Imagine holding a small handful of salt and reflecting on the emotions that no longer serve you. It becomes a quiet invitation to release bitterness, forgive past mistakes, and make room for patience and compassion. The true value of this simple symbol lies in the intention behind it. When we choose kindness instead of hatred, gratitude instead of complaint, and calmness instead of frustration, we are practicing the deeper meaning that salt represents. Real transformation does not happen because of the salt itself. It happens because each symbolic action reminds us to purify our thoughts, protect our peace, and build a life guided by wisdom, balance, and mindful awareness every single day. The freezer as a symbol of emotional calm. The freezer represents cooling intense emotions. Instead of reacting with anger or anxiety, it encourages patience, stillness, and mindful self-control. Think for a moment about what happens inside a freezer. Everything slows down, heat disappears, movement becomes still, and what is placed inside is kept from changing too quickly. This simple process carries a meaningful lesson for our emotional lives. Many of the mistakes we make happen in moments when our emotions become too hot. Anger pushes us to say words we later regret. Fear convinces us to avoid opportunities that could help us grow. Anxiety fills the mind with endless worries about things that may never happen. The image of the freezer reminds us that before reacting to life's challenges, we should allow our emotions to cool. A calm mind sees solutions that an angry mind cannot. When we pause, breathe deeply, and give ourselves time to reflect, we regain control over our thoughts instead of becoming controlled by them. This symbolic idea encourages patience rather than impulsiveness. It teaches that silence is sometimes wiser than argument, and that waiting can often produce better decisions than rushing into action. Every difficult situation offers a choice: react immediately or respond thoughtfully. The second choice almost always leads to greater peace. By imagining your worries and frustrations being placed into a space of stillness, you remind yourself that emotions are temporary. They do not have to control your actions. True inner strength is revealed not by how loudly we react, but by how peacefully we choose to respond. The ritual is about mindfulness, not magic. Placing salt in the freezer is a symbolic practice that helps focus the mind, let go of emotional burdens, and develop inner peace through conscious intention. Many people misunderstand symbolic rituals by believing they work like magic, instantly changing their lives without any personal effort. In reality, the greatest value of a ritual is the way it influences the mind. A simple act, such as placing salt in the freezer, becomes meaningful because it creates a moment of awareness. It encourages you to pause, reflect, and make a conscious decision about the kind of energy you want to carry forward. When you perform this small ritual with intention, you're not asking an object to solve your problems. Instead, you are reminding yourself to release emotional burdens that have become too heavy to hold. This practice helps interrupt the constant stream of negative thoughts that often fills the mind. Rather than dwelling on past disappointments or worrying endlessly about the future, you bring your attention back to the present moment. That is where real peace begins. Every time you repeat this mindful action, it strengthens a positive habit of self-reflection and emotional balance. Over days and weeks, these small moments can reshape the way you respond to challenges. Instead of reacting with frustration or fear, you begin to choose patience, gratitude, and clarity. The ritual itself is only a symbol, but the awareness it creates has the power to transform your mindset. Lasting change always begins within, one mindful choice at a time. Letting go of negativity and preserving inner peace. Each time you see the salt, use it as a reminder to release one negative thought and replace it with gratitude, compassion, or a positive mindset. One of the most meaningful lessons behind this symbolic practice is learning to let go of negativity while protecting the peace that already exists within you. Many people carry emotional burdens far longer than necessary. A single hurtful comment, an old disappointment, or a past failure can remain in the mind for months or even years, quietly influencing every decision and every relationship. Holding onto these emotions is like carrying a heavy weight that becomes more exhausting with each passing day. The symbolic act of placing salt in the freezer can serve as a gentle reminder to release that weight. Each time you open the freezer, pause for a few seconds and ask yourself what you are ready to leave behind today. It may be anger towards someone who hurt you, fear of making another mistake, jealousy of another person's success, or doubt about your own abilities. Then replace that negative thought with something that strengthens your heart, such as gratitude, compassion, hope, or forgiveness. This small daily practice helps train the mind to focus on growth instead of suffering. Over time, your inner peace becomes stronger because you stop feeding emotions that drain your energy. While challenges will always be part of life, you become better prepared to face them with patience, wisdom, and a calm heart. In this way, true emotional freedom begins with one conscious choice each day. True good fortune comes from daily actions. Lasting happiness, success, and good luck come from wisdom, kindness, patience, generosity, and disciplined thinking, not from rituals alone. The ritual simply reinforces these positive habits. Many people search for a quick way to attract good luck, wealth, or happiness, hoping that a single ritual will instantly change their lives. While symbolic practices can inspire positive thinking, lasting good fortune is created by the choices we make every day. A peaceful mind, honest actions, patience, generosity, and self-discipline are the true foundations of a meaningful and successful life. The ritual of placing salt in the freezer serves as a reminder of these values rather than a source of magical power. Each time you see it, let it encourage you to speak with kindness, act with integrity, and respond to difficulties with wisdom instead of anger. Small actions repeated consistently have a greater impact than dramatic gestures performed only once. A few moments of gratitude each morning, a willingness to forgive, helping someone without expecting anything in return, or choosing patience during stressful situations gradually shape your character. As your character grows stronger, your relationships improve, your decisions become wiser, and new opportunities naturally begin to appear. What many people describe as good luck is often the result of a calm mind, making thoughtful choices over time. The greatest treasure is not found in objects or rituals, but within your own heart. When you cultivate wisdom, compassion, and inner balance every day, you create a life filled with genuine peace, lasting happiness, and opportunities that reflect the person you have become.